Alright, well, g'day and welcome back to the channel. We have just arrived at the hollow halls. So as you enter the chamber here, this is your first piece of lore. It's Balthazar's Hollow Halls research. A new mystery unfolds. So I'm not going to be doing any looting on the way. What I would recommend to everybody though is that you do loot along the way. There's tons of great stuff in those chests that are there, including health potions, and also an ice protection lotion there as well, which is very, very helpful. There are some enemies down here that throw an ice blast at you. So it's just a simple way down to here. Thus far, there's no digging or anything required, even though there are a lot of skulls and whatnot around the place. There's a lot of rubble that's here, and also up the top there's a lot of bones as well. So if you're short on bones or you're after bones, it's a really good opportunity to get bones in this hall here. Alright, let's go on to the next section. Alright, so we didn't have too many enemies upstairs in the first section because I've already been through there. This is my second run through. As I mentioned, one of the reasons why I definitely recommend looting this entire section, you'll just see there I picked up some red marble. So the new building block, which is available now, requires 100 red marble to craft, so that's quite a bit of one particular resource, and I'm not sure if that resource is available in the wild as yet, but if it isn't, and it's only available in here, then I would by all means recommend getting as much of it as you possibly can. It's going to look like a beautiful finish. You can see there on the walls, it looks awesome, so it's going to be a great finish. Alright, so even though I've been through here already, the enemies have respawned and reset, so we will have some enemies in here. In terms of how difficult the enemies are in here, I would definitely be careful. If you're under sort of level 25, I would say do not attempt, because there's quite a few enemies in here, and you can't afford to be cavalier. Oops. I wondered why my arrows weren't doing anything, had the wrong arrows. So as you saw there, it's about 8 or 10 enemies, and that's not all of them either. Let's go shroud arrows. Can afford to waste shroud arrows, it's fine. So one of the things you will see just up here, even if you are not looting, is you'll see what we're just about to go into here, which is the Ectoplasm. So grabbing those Ectoplasms is what actually unlocks this door here. So you'll see there's a grab point up there. If you've got the extended grappling hook, you can get your way in very easily. So, I mean, you can quite safely attack at range. So if you are an archer build, you can attack at range pretty easily through here. I'm being a little cavalier in here, as you may notice, so I probably would not approach it the way I'm approaching it, but I've already been through here a couple of times, so I'm already sort of familiar with where all the enemies spawn, so I'm not overly concerned. You'll find a lot of enemies just randomly spawning around the place, and there's quite a few of them, so, you know, as you're seeing here, you know, there's 10 coming at you at a time, so you really do need to be careful. And this is supposedly not one of the more difficult falls, but I mean, if you're not careful, it can be. So if you're at a lower level, I'd definitely say you know, come in with other people for sure, and watch out for these guys because they're the ones that freeze you. So I am just running out of frost slow now, so I'll just take another one. The ice protection lotion. And another one of the things that will come in handy as well. If you found some along the way. It's these little skull summoning things here. And there's a repair spot here, as you'll see. It's handy. And we're heading on down now to the 3rd level. And as you can see, there's a lot of reset points along the way, so you're totally fine. And as you'll see there on the table as well, that's one of the new items that's available, one of the new crafted items that's available. And as I said, make sure you're looting the whole way through here. I'm going to go back and loot in a minute. And you'll see again a barrier was unlocked there, so once you've got enough ectoplasm fragments, the barriers just unlock as you go along. And there's another piece of lore just here at your fingertips. Up that little dark corridor there's nothing at the end. Hello cheeky, where were you hiding? Up the end. Time to head on down. See if we can cheese any enemies from up here. And get a bird's eye view. So we've got an ectoplasm over there, which we'll need to go and get on the top. There's also another one on the top there. And there's a door down in front of us. So probably similar to last time, there will need to be... those collections need to get done before we can actually gain access to that door. So this section here could be made a lot easier if I was using the skull summoning vessel, and in the further sections as well it would be made a lot easier by using those, but I'm not too concerned by the amount of enemies that I'm facing. But if you're a lower level, I'd definitely recommend doing that. So as I said, mostly you can sort of sit back at range quite safely. And take down most of the enemies here. You'll also notice just down on the left hand side, just in front of me here as well, there's a ectoplasm mine that sits within the bones there, so you can actually mine that as well. And there's one upstairs here, and there's also another one further downstairs as well, so they're pretty handy to know. Right, so there's one ectoplasm. And we also have another section down here. Oh, there's another ectoplasm down there as well. A piece of cake. There we go. Alright. So now all we need to do is make sure there are no more enemies here. There's one guy hidden up there. And we'll collect that ectoplasm on the way back. Just got to go up top and get the two bits from either side, and there's another guy hidden over here. Alrighty. So not too bad so far. Now all we got to do is just work out how to get up to the top there. What we're looking for is some hook points. And there we go, there's one right there. And you can see there's a lot of potions, a lot of loot in this section. Just a really quick loot up here just to give you an idea of the general types of loot that we're dealing with. Right, so for those ectoplasms over there, just a simple double jump and fly will get you there. And we'll see if we have enough. Not yet. So we do need all 4. Okay, didn't take us too long to get them. So as you see, it's not too crazy, and I mean, as long as you're sort of careful, it's not too bad. So there we go, the barrier is now unlocked. And we're ready to head on into the next section. And as you can see, there's red marble fragments absolutely everywhere within this place. And tons of books as well. Tons of paper. So it's a fantastic place to loot this entire chamber. And you can see there that we have another repair station as well, which is pretty handy. Alrighty, so from here on in, this is a part that I have not been to as yet, so I do not know what to expect. So it looks like we've got 2 directions, one's gated, one's not. Let's have a look at what we've got. One of those puzzles. Right, any enemies? Not as such. Geez, this one looks fun. Right, we got hit a little bit there, but it's fine. They're very good at hiding the enemies in this section. They very much like putting them around the corner. So at the end of this little corridor here, there's a couple of little chests and whatnot you can loot along the way. So again, quite a few enemies. Yep, I see here. Looks like we have a chest. Alright. Spine chill axe, melee weapon. It's a new axe to the game. It's only level 10 though. I'll take it, but I don't need it. It's not really needed. Little dogs are very sneaky in here, I must say. Alright, so next section here we have a puzzle. One of those plungers by the look of it. Opens the door. What do we have up there? We have behind us, more importantly. Ah, it's another piece of lore. Hello. Notes from a new friend. Come hither. Alrighty. Does the store go anywhere? Possibly it looks like it comes from somewhere, like that door that we just came through does. So it looks like it may need to be triggered. And we have another save point. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is a big section. Very, very big. Alright, so where are we? Alright, so what do we have down here? Large chamber. Oh. They've done a really good job on the graphics on this new zone. It's beautiful. So is this just another way to get to the downstairs area, perhaps? Interesting. Alright, well, I'm not really seeing... Yep, okay. So this is one section here to take note of. As with upstairs, you can actually mine ectoplasm here. There was another section upstairs where you could do the same thing, so quite handy to bear these in mind. That's right, I'll come back and do that. I just wanted to point that out to you, so you know it's there. Right, so we'll get back to upstairs. So, what have we got up here? In terms of this large hall, I'm not seeing any locked sections. as usual, surprise enemies hidden, which they love doing. Oh Jesus, there are a lot of enemies here. Good lord. Alright, let's use a couple of those. Right, well, that was interesting. So, something to note there. They are very sneaky with making the enemies spawn and attack you. Very sneaky. So this looks like another section. So I believe, by the look of it, that there's probably some chests or something back that way along this long corridor up here. So what we'll do is we'll pop up here and get a bit of a better view what we're looking at in terms of enemies down here. I think it's not too bad now. I think we're through the worst of it. But yeah, there is a section up stairs here to escape to if you're under too much pressure. Oh boy, oh boy. Damn it. Cheeky little sods, aren't they? Well, that was interesting. So I don't know. Oh, hello. He looks like some sort of boss. Long range archery kit, please. Short range archery kit, please. So I haven't really done much research, and I don't know how many wades there are or anything here in terms of enemies, so there could be loads and loads and loads. But as you can see, it's quite interesting. Like, it hasn't been unmanageable. Right, I've gone through a hell of a lot of arrows. If I need to, I can switch to my sword, but I'm not really built for a sword. This isn't a sword build, it's a range build. I'm unsure whether there are a certain amount of enemies or whether there are Jesus, here comes another bloody lot of them. How many of them are there? Alright, barrier unlocked. Oh, Jesus. So, for starters, I'm not really sure where the barrier is. And if we're supposed to take all these enemies out. But we've just rescued the survivor. So I guess we should check if these guys come to attack us or not. Alright, so unfortunately my recording buggered up just before I went into the main chamber here. So you'll see in the top right hand corner it's telling me to summon the follower because I've already rescued them. But what I've had to do is there's probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 waves of enemies that are here. They seem to keep respawning for quite a while. I found the easiest way to get them to stop was to go and attack via the left hand side and then go and attack via the right hand side. So it seemed to drag all of the enemies out from that were hiding. Because what happens is the bosses actually drag the other enemies out. So I've already loaded this chest, but I'll load it again. So yeah, that's what I found happened, is that attacking via that side stairs and then on the other side was what dragged all of the enemies out from either side here, because there's a silver chest on each side and there are enemies that hide on each side, and they seem to spawn after the bosses come out. So with the chests in here, you would have seen there's 1, 2 here, and then on the other side here there's also another one which we've already opened, and on the far side here as well there's also another one in here, and one enemy protects the gateway, usually hiding around the corner for each of these. 1 or 2. And each of those just contain the new block. The dog is glitched into that chest. Alright, at any rate, so now that we've sort of done that, we can get across to the main chamber here, and in the main chamber here is where the survivor was, and we've already rescued him, as I mentioned. There's not really a heck of a lot in terms of looting in here, but as I mentioned throughout this, there's tons and tons of things to loot. So unlike a couple of lazy YouTubers who've said, oh, there's nothing that you can loot anywhere in this particular section, who just wanted to get a video out without actually giving you correct directions on what's available and actually being helpful. Despite what they've said, there's actually tons of stuff in here in general. And there is one more repair table here, but to be honest, you don't really need it unless you were sort of going back from here. But in terms of marble from here, I've probably got pretty much most of it. I guess in one sort of loot through, which I haven't quite done as yet, you would get around about the 100 marble that's needed to make a set of blocks. You'll see in there we've got a level 10 weapon, not really that exciting. As with all of the weapons that have been available in each of the chests here, they haven't really been that great, to be honest. But, you know, you can at least loot them, and if you're short on coins, you can pick them up and trade them in. And we'll just use this last little teleport here. So that is the end of it, and all we've got to do now is just get back home and summon the new follower, and then we're good to go. Now, one of the things to note after you've used that teleport as well is you will arrive back here in the main hall at the main entry. So that also respawns all of the enemies as well. So in order to go back into the main chamber, you've got to go and clear all of the enemies out again. So I would recommend at this stage, if you wanted to make sure that you have looted everything that you need to loot before you use that last teleport to get upstairs. Right, well, that's it from us here at the Hollow Halls. It's been a very long video, I know. Thanks very much for sticking around and watching it all. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time here on Glitch Gaming.